Hey crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and hopefully you can see and hear me because apparently I had forgotten to do a link to bring in the live today and not realizing that apparently YouTube changed up everything on me. So 5 minutes before live, I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on. So just crazy. So hopefully you can hear, hopefully you can see things, and we've got this working. So there's Miss Joydy. I was on earlier today and folks were going, where's Joydy? Have you heard from Joydy? We don't know what's going on with Miss Joydy. So I am glad to see you were able to jump on the channel with me today. Thank you very much for being here. She's just an amazing supporter. And she was first in. Look at that. Hey, Patricia, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Katrina, good afternoon from cold Arizona. It's like 74 today. It's cool. We've had the house open all day, but almost to the extent that it was almost too cold to have the house open all day, but did it anyways because I really just wanted to get out. Yeah, our high out here today was 72. I mean, that's just it's like winter time. I'm not quite ready for winter. I'm happy at 78 to 82, but I would prefer upper 70s, not low 70s. So, all right. Lost track of what I was doing. I'm changing the foot because I am hoping that I might be able to stitch out a little bit today while we're on. Let's see who else is on. Inez, hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here this afternoon. Trina says, I'm fat and sassy, as Dad would say. We just got done with dinner. Look at you, girl. You go. We are having tortellini soup for dinner tonight because I don't cook on Sundays, although I cook breakfast and lunch, but I don't cook on Sundays. So my partner will be fixing tortellini soup, and he's a pretty good cook. So I always look forward to whatever he brings to the table. Thanks, Joydy. She says, yes, we could hear and see you. So thank you. Hey, Candace, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Hey, Balloonist down in Tucson. Wonder if your all's weather is a little warmer, about the same. Not sure, but I can tell you 72 here today was just cold. Who else? Hey, Janet, Quilter824 says, hello, John and everyone. Thanks for being on with us this afternoon. There's Nikki. Thanks for being here, Nikki. Trying to get caught up. Oh, Katrina says, oh my, we were 80 today. See, yeah, I'm a little bit more about the 80 degrees. Hey, Mama Jan, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Jordy says 72 is winter. It is. I'm telling you, I am extremely cold-natured, and folks don't believe that, but I mean, literally, it doesn't take much to drop my body temp to the extent where I am just shivering and my teeth chatter. I mean, it's actually a real thing for me. It's just crazy. Jordy says you need to drink some red wine. I do like wine. Do enjoy my wine. We also have a Bartesian, which is like a Keurig coffee maker, except it's a bar coffee maker that holds 4 different bottles of liquor, and you buy the mixes to make specialty drinks. So I am sure we will be giving that an exercise during Thanksgiving. So, and who has any idea that Thanksgiving is a week from this coming Thursday? I mean, it's like, oh gosh, guys, this year is just flying. And I apologize. Holiday Quilting Bee's coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to hurry and make a video about that. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to hurry and decide what we're going to do. Wait a minute, I got to hurry and find a pattern. It was like, oh gosh, guys, that was just a little bit more stress. I was like, oh, sorry, I got to slide over. We did arrange some of the furniture in here today, but I didn't think about my light when we rearranged that. So I'll be back on camera in a second. So I think that's going to work. So still trying to get things done. I still need to get the studio done. I've got this quilt I want to get fixed. We did get this stationary. I was hoping to get a quilt top going today on the long arm. That didn't happen. I was hoping to get the 10 needle going today. That didn't happen. But I did cut 1, 2, 3, 4 quilts that I want to work on because I can't get focused. I'm having a squirrel moment. And so I have a lot of things that I'm working or putting together to work on. And so that is the plan today. I want to at least get one of those stitched. I've got a Christmas quilt I want to get done. I'll show you some other things that I did get done this week. So pretty excited to actually see some projects reach completion because I swear it just doesn't feel like anything ever just gets done. And I don't know, work has been crazy. The house is just crazy because we're still trying to get it put back together. I'm hoping next weekend we get stuff out of storage and that'll allow us to get most things put together. My partner did work and clean hard on the screened-in porch yesterday, and I'm telling you guys, it was just nasty, filthy. I'm very lucky to have someone that's got the patience that I don't have to go out and just do it and just do it right. Stop in the middle of it, have to run to Home Depot to get some stuff and come back and just finish. And I'm very fortunate, and I so appreciate that. And now we'll be able to start using the screened-in porch a little bit more. But here, the dirt and dust, I mean, it just gets horrid during the summer because we don't want to go out to begin with. And then we have all the sandstorms and that, and it just brings everything in, which just makes it worse. And but hopefully now we've got it in good shape. I do want to look at putting something on so we can really use it more year round and get rid of the screens because it just lets too much stuff in. It's just nasty. Zazalita's here. Hey, Zaza, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining this afternoon. And welcome to all the new members. I so appreciate all the new subscribers. Like I told you, we decided earlier this year that we wanted to start doing quilting retreats and do some other things. And so we have actually ran some Google ads. We've actually ran an ad in the local paper and different things to get our name out a little bit more and to work on building up our YouTube channel and the retreat business, right? So we're almost sold out for the New Year's Eve retreat, which is awesome. But that said, it has really helped our subscriber base. So we're at 4,000 subscribers, which is just insane to me. I've actually gotten a couple of emails this week offline telling me that they just found the channel, how much they appreciate the honesty and what I'm doing. And that just means so much. I mean, you guys have been here forever with me. I so appreciate each and every one of you. I love to see the channel growing and moving. Never in my life thought I would be up to 4,000 subscribers, but pretty awesome. Stitcher says, I'm smiling at your shirt. Yes, we gobble till we wobble. So I have yet another t-shirt for next week, and I have another t-shirt for our Thanksgiving Day live. And then, Lord have mercy, we will be into the Christmas season. And yes, John has more than 31 shirts. So we have enough shirts for every day of December, plus a few extras. So we could actually change shirts during the live and still not work them all in. But I have a big collection of Christmas shirts. So it is what it is. Who else? Balloona says that weather for her is about the same, and that's great for her. Yeah, it's just a little cool. The problem is for me, if it would stay like this, I would be okay. But this, to me, is just a sign of things to come, and yet it's going to get colder, and that's what I don't want. If it would stay like this and not get any colder, I could be very, very happy. Ina says it's 36 here. Girlfriend, I feel bad for you. Unfortunately, my daughter is a smoker. She gets it honest, right? I mean, I was a smoker years ago, but gave it up. I can't imagine going back, but we all make our own decisions. But it was funny the other night, she texted me and said, hey, can I give you a call? And I said, yes. We had just literally sat down. We were going to watch TV. I just made us a bowl of ice cream, but I was like, okay, whatever. Just get up and put it in the freezer. Because I hadn't talked to her for a while. We usually text almost every day. We used to talk about once a week or twice a week. And I don't know, with kids starting school and that, it's just been crazy. So anyway, she finally calls me and I'm like, what took you so long? She goes, it's 30 degrees here and I wanted to come outside and have a cigarette. Well, just yet another reason why you need to quit smoking. But Daddy did not say that. Daddy withheld that opinion. Oh, Death Diablo's here. Hello, you should check out Wednesday's weather. Oh, no, don't get me all worried now. Is it bouncing back? Let's hope it's bouncing back. That's a problem. Now, I will say I am thrilled to be able to have my air conditioning off and not pay the for-profit utility here in Arizona. I get really tired of paying a for-profit utility that then has already raised my rates like 5 times in the last 4 years and just announced they want another 14% increase. And it's like, guys, you all have got to stop. No, it's 58 degrees is what they're predicting for us. No, see, that's just nasty. That is just nasty. I'm not looking forward to 58 degrees. And it looks like that was the weather we were supposed to have this weekend, so it didn't come in. Zaza says they have snow forecasted for Tuesday. Oh my gosh, that is just crazy. Trudy says, nice, you have all the good stuff. High of 22. Wow. Hey, Charlotte, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Ines says, I love the gnome quilt. Thank you. It is the thing that started all this craziness and got me going. Hey, Miss Lynn from Utah. Thanks for being here. I got to watch yesterday. She is just such a hoot. And I always enjoy being on Soft Squares Quilting channel and watching what they do. She is always a hoot and always got all kinds of stuff going on. She says, first time I've been able to catch you. Don't know how long I can stay, but wanted to say hello. I just appreciate that you dropped in and that you did say hello. So thank you very much. Jean says, oops, I forgot it's an early hour. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. The thing is, I didn't change my time, but unfortunately, because everybody else is changing, it just makes it tough. But it's hard for me to decide, figure out where to stay. That just makes it convenient for everybody. So I just stay at the 4 o'clock time for me. But unfortunately, it changes for everybody else. Ingrid is here. Welcome in, Miss Ingrid. She is my dear friend. I appreciate you being here this afternoon. Katrina says she's working on Autumn Wishes Block 21. Only 4 more to go. That is awesome. I know what it feels like to get to the end of that. So I'll show you some of the things I worked on the last couple of days. Death Diablo says that and rain. Yeah, see, and we're not used to rain, and people around here are crazy because they have no idea how to drive in the rain. So, and that would be fine for me as long as I could work from home. But unfortunately, I have to be in the office Tuesday. Just going to be a nightmare. But I will be working from home Wednesday, so that won't be as bad. Zaza says no flip-flops for you this week. You might be surprised. Actually, we just went up north. So interesting enough, I did end up taking a hooded zip-up sweatshirt, like a hooded sweatshirt jacket to wear. I did wear blue jeans, but yep, still wore my flip-flops. I'm just a flip-flop guy. My feet don't get cold like everything else does. Hey, Brian, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Brenda, thanks for being here. Oh, excuse me. Jody says he can always wear socks with flip-flops. So then we'd have to call him Guido. I know. I tell you what. Death Diablo, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Who else? Danielle is here. I got to be on with Danielle and the Double D's today. She had a crazy day going, or triple D's, I guess, actually. So it was interesting jumping in. I got to stay on for about 15, 20 minutes. Then it was time to make breakfast, and we made homemade biscuits and gravy today. I have the copycat recipe for Bob Evans sausage gravy, and I love that recipe. So we did jump in and make some biscuits and gravy today. And then we had BLTs for lunch. So how awesome is that? See, I've had a good day when it comes to food. Hey, Miss Sally, she said it's 56 there, and they had rain yesterday. Some pretty heavy sales went through. Love the smell of rain on the desert. I don't mind it as long as I'm home. It's if I have to get out in it that drives me nuts. All right, I think I am caught up. Hey, Maureen, thanks for being on this afternoon. I have not seen your name, it seems like, for a while, but it could be just my memory, too. Giovanna is here. Good evening, she said. They say, good evening, Giovanna. Thanks for joining. Who else? Who else? All right, where am I? Charlotte says YouTube is all messed up here. Yes, I fully agree. I have no idea what they did. I waited a little late and did not realize they had changed things up. So hopefully I'll have to maybe do some research or call one of my buddies to say, hey, what am I doing wrong? And all at the same time, we're planning to switch over out of StreamYard because I don't like the way they handle multi-cameras and how much they want now. So eventually those cameras are going to get hooked up and all of the studio will finally get finished, but we still have a ways to go. Zaza says American white gravy looks disgusting. Right? So it's what you grew up on, right? So I grew up on sausage gravy. So white gravy is what I was raised on. We had brown gravy occasionally, but not very often. It was probably more white gravy um, more often than it was anything else. And then my dad was real country and he liked red eye gravy. And I never understood the concept behind red eye gravy because it looked just to me like grease and water and coffee grounds. It just never looked appealing to me, but I know he liked red eye gravy. Sally says you're right about people not knowing how to drive in the rain, right? It is just crazy. That's why I just need to win the lottery and retire. That's the plan. But for some reason, the numbers just aren't falling my way. Oh, Nikki says, I'm full screen on the laptop, but yet it's narrow on the TV screen, which makes no sense. And now we have an option to show vertical or horizontal. I'm showing horizontal, which means it should fit on the TV better. I have no idea what YouTube has decided to do to us. Katrina says red eye gravy with country ham, and that's what Dad liked. And interesting enough, I cannot find country ham out here in the desert, out on the West Coast. So, and to be honest, I've never looked for it on Amazon and that, but like none of the stores out here carry it. And so when we went back to Myrtle Beach this year, we actually went to Kroger for groceries and happened to walk by the country ham. And I picked up several packages and brought that back home with me because I do love country ham. There's just no substitute. A lot of people say prosciutto is a lot like country ham, and I guess it is. But I guess when you're used to the thicker sliced, right, versus the shaved, it's just not the same for me. So I do love my country ham. Donna Rickett. Hey, Donna, welcome in. She says, love white gravy, but hubby's from the South loves red eye gravy. See, there's that red eye gravy again. So red eye gravy is, I know it's made with the remnants after the country ham, and you take coffee to deglaze your skillet. Yes, see? So you do deglaze the skillet with coffee, so then you get the country ham juice, grease, and all that. I just never got a taste. And it's interesting because I love coffee. I drink tons of coffee. So Nikki B says we have Burger Smokehouse in mid-Missouri. Great ham. Yeah, I am a ham person. And yes, red eye gravy is made with coffee. That I know. Mama Chan goes, what's wrong with the YouTube? Why am I only getting half a screen? I have no idea. So I don't know if it's just part of my settings now, if it's part of Yeah, see, they're all here. So sorry, I was just checking real quick in the settings to see if there's something I can change, but I don't see anything right now that I can change. So I will do some research and make sure that we are better for next week, especially before we do our holiday quilting bee. Inez says heartburn. Yeah, that it sounds that way to me, I tell you. Oh, Sally says she doesn't like sausage gravy. She's a bad Southerner when she lived in Texas. You are, girl. I tell you what, I love my sausage gravy. In fact, when I was on keto and thinner, um, I actually a lot of times would order a side of sausage gravy, even though it was made with flour. I would order the sausage gravy and put it on my scrambled eggs because, I really couldn't have the biscuit, but I still loved it. Danielle says, what are you using? I am still using StreamYard at the moment. We're getting ready to switch over to Ecamm, but at the moment I am still on StreamYard. Brian says, I don't think I would like that. I don't think I could add a meat to flavor it. Yeah, it's totally different. It says, looks like there's two different chats going on. I don't know. I'm only seeing the one. And I've got it set up on my iPad, and it looks normal and looks fine on my iPad. So I'll have to figure out what's going on. I love Joydy. She says, me and Brian, us Yankees think alike. See, we like you Yankees, though. We're all good. Oh, Nikki says she loves ketchup on her eggs. I have never understood that. But I can't say I don't like it because I just never have tried it. So, what have I gotten done this week? So, I finally worked with Hercules back here and made him earn his money. And I got all the casserole hot pads done. So I did this one. This one became mine because John, instead of doing right side up, did right side down. And so that's fine. I had made 4 of these. So I made a set for my niece for Christmas, a set for my daughter, and a set for my son for Christmas. And then I decided just to go on and do a 4th set for me. So mine ended up a little bit different. That's okay, because that just means I'm special. I did get this one done for fall. So this one was meant to be fall with fall pumpkins and kind of like the crows. This one actually has the bats in that, which I thought was really cute. And then the pumpkins on the back. So that was meant to be more Halloweenish. This one was another one for fall with the fall leaves in that. I really liked that. And I did like this as a companion fabric. And then I was most excited about this one for Christmas because I really like doing the elves. And I did like this backing, this Christmas fabric that I had bought a while back, but just never had done anything with. So I did get all of these done this week. So they are now ready to go. I just need to go in and cut the threads and that and make sure they're all cleaned up in that. But I have those up and ready to go. So, okay, excuse me. So that was one thing that I got done this week. And then I finished the holiday quilting bee table runner. I really cheated with this, and it actually took me a while this morning to get this done because I decided to do this a little differently. John decided to kind of experiment with it, and it worked out fine, but it just took me a while because I'll show you. So I did get this done. I did get it all trimmed up. So this was from the holiday quilting bee. This was the unfurled that we put together. I really, really, really liked the way it turned out. Not as crazy about my stars in the corner. I didn't realize, really happen to think about those and the way they show up, right? So they're a little crooked, although they were straight and they were cut straight. I didn't think about, I almost needed to treat them like a directional fabric. But got that done, got all the binding done on this. I think this turned out really cute. I am actually probably going to send this to my daughter for her house as a patriotic table runner that she'll have to use this spring and fall, and just make that part of her Christmas as well, because I think I already have 2 or 3 myself, so I absolutely don't need yet another one. But I got all this ready, and I really did not want to put this on the long arm, and was trying to figure out what's the best way. What can I do with this? And then it struck me after I put together, obviously the top, right? Because we sewed that together at the Holiday Quilting Bee. And then I had cut the batting for it. I had cut the backing, put it all together. And then I was like, okay, now I've got to try to get it in Hercules, because this one's got the adjustable foot. So it floats up and down. It doesn't mind. This one will do thick, but I don't want to get into making all the adjustments on here, because when I do, then I just know I'll never get everything reset the way I want. So I like using this machine, but I knew it was just going to be a mess, right? Trying to keep those 3 layers stable as I was trying to get things at least locked in, secured before I did that. So instead, what I did, and I really liked it, I just remember either seeing it on YouTube, someone telling me, or whatever. So I went in actually and used my serger, and I serged all the edges around. So it was really nice because, obviously the serger cuts as it's working. So it cut all the fabrics for me. It helped lock everything in place. And then once I got that done, I really had some nice clean edges to go back and do some of the quilting and all that kind of stuff. And so I really liked the way that turned out. So it really was much easier to work with, and was kind of a lot cleaner when I had to go back and put the binding on. So I thought, you know what, I may start serging my quilts more often. But the problem was I had the serger, and I could tell you where the plug was that used to, the drawer that it was used to be stored in, but that was in the other sewing table that I sold. So I knew I had taken it out, but had no clue where I ended up putting it. So I probably spent about 25 minutes this morning running around the house, literally going through every drawer in there, because I could not remember where I put that plug. And I had just about decided I'll just order a new one from Amazon. I'm just not spending my day doing this. And then checked one last place, and there it was. So, but I really did like serging this. So I may do that a little bit more often, at least with something, maybe with lap quilts or something. I don't know that I want to do it with the bigger quilts, but we'll figure it out. Brian says it's okay. The stars make the flag look like it's blowing in the wind. Thank you. So that's going to be my story. So I'm going to tell my daughter, see, we purposely moved those a little bit to make it look like it had movement to it. See, Brian, that's why we could be good friends. Oh, Sally says she does that and zigzags the edges. See, okay, so same thing. I had never done that, so I don't know if we've talked about it or how. I don't know where the idea came from, right? So I'm not going to steal credit for it. But at the end of the day, I thought, how cool would that be? So Jody says she thought the same thing, Brian. Could she have half her brain back when the live is over? I like the fact that we are so in sync with each other, and we work so well together on our channel, right? Zasa says, I've searched my quilts before binding. It gives a great finished edge to bind. I have to agree. I was really surprised because I absolutely despise binding. I did find a new glue pen that I used on the last quilt that I did, and I really liked it. And it's more like an Elmer's glue pen, but it's a small one, actually more like an ink pen. And so I really like that. So when I told you I may not use glue basting in that again, I very well may, because I really did like the way that worked. So we'll just see. I don't know, but I really, really was happy with that. So I was able to catch Danielle and Donna and Di and them this morning. I was able to catch. I missed Ian altogether. I did watch Matthew for a little bit this morning because he's doing Sunday mornings now. I was able to catch Rush yesterday. I was able to catch Lynn over at Soft Squares some yesterday. And so I've been bouncing all over YouTube and trying to get some things done. And it's just been fun just kind of getting everything going. Hey, Ryan, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Katrina says, don't feel bad. Mike is going through a Foot Locker size container filled with Legos to find Legos to build something again. He found most, but is still short about 4 pieces. It's just crazy. And that's what I think. It drives people nuts because they'll say, like, how do you even begin to understand like where you have things? But I am really a creature of habit. I really believe in when you use something, you put it right back where it used to be. My ex-wife was just the opposite. When we owned our embroidery business, we had 75 pairs of scissors and probably still couldn't find them half the time. I remember customers would come in and say, oh, it's strange to see a corded phone. I'm surprised, with all the stuff you all got going on, that you don't have a cordless phone. And I said, oh, we've had a cordless phone. The problem is it was usually never charged and we could never find it because no one would ever put it back on the cradle. So to solve that problem, I put corded phones in because it's the only way I knew that I would be able to find the phone when the phone rang and a customer called. Jody says, what did you buy from Soft Squares? I don't remember. I don't know if I can pull the order up here. I did buy their Christmas box. I know that. And I don't remember which of the 2 Christmas Advent boxes I bought. I have 2 now. I have Missouri Star Quilt has shown up. And Keepsake Quilting, which I had decided last year was my second year that I was not going to do their box again. It wasn't a bad box. I think for the value, it was definitely worth. You absolutely got the value for what you paid. But at the end of the day, it was just like, I just don't need yet another box. And my password's not in this account, so I'm not going to be able to tell you, Jody, which box I got. But anyways, they came out with a retro box this year, and it's like, I got to have the retro box. So I ended up buying the box, even though I probably didn't need the box, but I bought it anyway. So, if I waited to only buy things when I need it, I would never have anything. So it's just crazy. And I did get I did get the confetti quilt from Tula Pink. That just came in. So I am really excited about that. So that is here. I want to work on that. I've got the potato chips. So by the way, if you've not watched the recording, the holiday quilting bee for Thanksgiving will again be 7 to 10. I did manage to get everything shipped this week. So if you were a winner from the Veterans Day holiday quilting bee, all of that stuff is in the mail. Everything has gone out. We'll be doing gifts and all that again, or for the Thanksgiving one. But I chose to do the holiday potato chip. It is with Stacy Lee. There is a link in that video if you want to grab her pattern. I know there's lots of patterns out there. There's lots of opinions about what is the potato chip, what qualifies, what doesn't qualify. I just can't get into all that. It's 2.5 inch by 4.5 inch rectangles. I cut most of mine on the AccuQuilt because AccuQuilt makes a double die, which is nice. So it's long and narrow, but you're cutting 2 rectangles at the same time. I ended up cutting about 30 different fabrics because I wanted mine to be Christmas and I wanted it to kind of look more scrappy. So I may have enough to actually do 2 because I probably end up cutting a lot more than I needed to. But that was fine because I thought, I'll probably just make all the squares I can. And then at the end, I'll go back and lay it out on the design wall and figure out how big I want that one to be. And I'll either make a table runner out of the others or something else. So I'm not sure what I'll do with it. But it is going to be the potato chip quilt for the holiday quilting bee. Please, please, please join. Make sure that you're registered part of the channel and sign up for some of the giveaways that we'll be doing during that time. but excited for us to get to share a couple hours together before our Thanksgiving dinner. So we are having guests for Thanksgiving that day. My partner is making turkey and mashed potatoes. Mm. So I gave up the star space of the turkey and let him have that because he's a great cook and he doesn't mind doing it. And I thought, you know what, I've got enough others going on because for me, for Thanksgiving, I will be making, we will have probably green beans, dressing, because I call it dressing because it doesn't go in the turkey. So therefore it's dressing, not stuffing. What else are we having? Mama Jan's bringing a sweet potato yam casserole that sounds really, really good. I will make cranberry salad. I just got the cranberries the other day from Walmart because I grew up on it and I have to have that salad. I will make corn pudding because I have to have my corn pudding. And I will make Paula Deen's mac and cheese. And I will make broccoli casserole. Those three, my daughter would tell you, is not Thanksgiving if Dad doesn't make mac and cheese, corn pudding, and broccoli casserole. Those are just my dishes. And so very Southern. I have to have them. And so that is absolutely part of what Thanksgiving is to me. And so I am anxious to share that with some friends this year. So be exciting. You never know what's going to happen. And in my house, you never know who's going to show up or who's going to be part of the festivities. So I am excited for that. My partner printed out a few fun things for me with the 3D printer. So that was kind of cool. So that'll be fun. We have some cute Thanksgiving decorations. We have not started Christmas decorations, believe it or not. And I think it's just because I want to get my house put back together. I just haven't yet to be able to put my house together. And so until I get the house together, I'm not really anxious to get the Christmas decorations out. But never fear, John's house will be decorated for Christmas. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I just had snips. There they are. I tell you guys, it has been that way. I just so badly need a few days off from work, and I just can't seem to get caught up at home to get things clear enough. Work has been absolutely crazy. This time of year, you would think things are calming down, and I think they're ramping up instead. And it is what it is. It's how I pay for all the toys that I have to have and that I enjoy. But I want to be like Brian and Joydy and them, and I am ready to retire, I can tell you. And the sad thing is I really like my job. I don't mind working so much. But I will say the drive gets to me after a while. And it's not just the drive. It's just some of the craziness that's going on right now. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like everybody has just lost their mind. And I'm the only one in the insane asylum that's thinking right. And and that makes me think, okay, so maybe it is me. It's not everybody else, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Very fortunate to have a good job and be able to get what I want and do what I want. But I will tell you, it does get taxing, and you all know that. Oh, so what am I working on? All right, so because I can't stay focused. Oh man, absolutely have squirrel brain going right now, and so why did that do that? Can't be out of bobbin. I am working on Ray's quilt from, if you remember when Ray was on. This one is called the Amazing Jelly Roll Quilt. I've been really anxious to do it. And one of the things he talks about with this is using a Jolly Pop roll, and I actually had a Bally Pop roll, and I thought, you know what, I need to just go grab that. And I've had it for quite a while and just never did anything with it. And interesting enough, I didn't realize it's batik, and I have never done anything with batiks. And it was interesting because Miss Danielle was talking about today about how much she loved batiks, and then just kind of finally, I guess, burned herself out on them. It's not doing anything with batiks anymore. But interesting enough. So I've just really been anxious to get that that going. All right. Oh, Donna says I was not really happy with the M-Star box this year. Somebody, see, I have not opened mine yet, so I have no idea what's in there. I am very anxious for December 1st to come so I can jump into both those boxes. I have 2 more boxes coming, so there will be 4 unboxings for John this year. So we will definitely be busy. I do not do Vlogmas because by the time I do the unboxings, just like the Villa Rosa announcements and some of those things, I don't have time to do anything else. Stanley says, Joe and I are going to one of their neighbors. They are having prime rib. I'm bringing cherry. Oh, I love cherry crisp. I absolutely love cherries. Jody says, corn pudding is like a can of creamed corn. No. So my corn pudding is actually made in a double boiler, and it actually comes out thick almost. So it almost kind of comes out like a corn souffle, if that makes sense. And so that's the only way that I know. It's the way I've always made it. It's actually, believe it or not, a recipe from Claudia Sanders. So when I was in high school, I did not work for KFC. I did not work for Colonel Sanders. I worked for his formal restaurant, which was located in Shelbyville, Kentucky. It is the only one that he ended up ever opening, and it was a former KFC warehouse. And he opened this formal dinner house, and I worked there through high school, made some great money, but he had a couple of recipes that I really liked, and one of the recipes that I loved was corn pudding. So that became John's tradition for Thanksgiving, and that when I took over Thanksgiving. They also had Harvard beets, and I really liked beets, but the Harvard beets are the small beets, so they're not the big sliced ones. That was the another vegetable they had on the menu, and they had mock oysters, and I loved mock oysters. And it's basically a kind of a cracker bread dressing, and it's made with eggplant. So the eggplant is to simulate oysters, and that's why they call it mock oysters. And I just love it. And so anyways, I have the cookbook from Claudia Sanders. Mine is the original. I don't even know if they publish it anymore, but that is where some of my recipes and that came from. And it's interesting enough, my daughter will still text me, this year I've got to take such and such, or this year I've got to make this, and can you send me the recipe? Because like, you've got all the recipes. And interesting enough, I became known for my broccoli casserole years ago. I've been making it probably 40 years now. Gosh. And it came out of a recipe book from a realtor in Kentucky. And it was a pretty simple recipe, right? It's a broccoli casserole made with cream of mushroom, made with cheddar cheese and mayonnaise and a few other things in that. But it's a pretty simple recipe to make. And it was interesting because for years, people would say when we'd come for dinner or sort of potluck or something, they would say, John needs to bring his broccoli casserole recipe or broccoli casserole. And so I did for years take it around to potlucks and that, just because everybody always liked it. And believe it or not, it's a quick and easy recipe to make. So I always thought it was funny because I think people thought it was more complicated. And I'm like, it's a pretty simple recipe. You're just making, you put the cooked broccoli in the bottom of the casserole dish. You're making a goo to go on top of it, and then covering that goo and with more cheese and Ritz crackers. You know, them fancy, expensive ones, the Ritz, right? And so, so those are just some of the things for me when it comes to Thanksgiving. We typically do a Thanksgiving meal at Christmas in July. I try to do a turkey and dressing and that then. We just don't do it to the extent, obviously, that we do for Thanksgiving, but I do enjoy having turkey and dressing in that in the summer and doing it as part of Christmas in July. All right. So this, it's so interesting. This Bally pack had all these different beautiful colors in it. And I ended up, when I got down to the last one, ended up with mostly green to make this final final strip square. And it was like, oh my gosh, really, guys? And I thought, I'm not going to go back and sort it all, because by the time I get it all put together and it gets moved around, it will look fun. So we shall see. And I know Joydy's laughing. She's like, I cannot believe he ordered yet another Tula Pink. I will tell you, Pink Door has been having a special sale like every day. And yesterday their sale was you could get fat quarters of Tula Pink. You could get up to half-yard cuts in this one certain box for like $60. Or for $109, you could get a bigger box that had, you know, other Tula Pink in it. And it's supposed to be all different sizes and blah, blah, blah. And could be some out of print Tula, hard fine Tula in that. And I really looked at that and I thought, you know what? You've got literally at the moment 2 drawers of Tula Pink, and really could probably use a 3rd drawer as more stuff is showing up, because I forget some of the stuff I pre-order. And because of that, I thought, you know what? I am not committing to another box. So I'll have you know, John does say no and walks away sometimes. So I do think this is going to be a pretty quilt when it gets done. I really do like the way this is coming out. So we shall see. All right. See what else is going on. All right, so I'm catching up because obviously I missed, but I know someone wants a teleporter. I just don't know where they want to teleport. But I would teleport with Miss Sally to get some of that cherry crumble. I can tell you that. Brian says this would be one epic Thanksgiving. I could, Jen, imagine all of us getting together. That would be the most awesome things ever. And you know what, guys? If you all, I never turn anyone away. We may have to sit on top of each other, but I can assure you, you would not leave this house hungry, and you would never go anywhere else and feel more welcomed than you would coming into my house. We enjoy it. We like having parties. We like entertaining. Interesting enough, I've had QVC on all day today. They have a new warming mat for casserole dishes, and I already have the crock pot, the trio crock pots that you can put green beans, mashed potatoes, and all that in. So, you know, that's like a buffet server. I actually have the buffet server from Sam's that's got the metal pans with the tea lights or, you know, burners and that underneath. And so my partner comes in and goes, hey, they're selling this. And as much as we like to entertain, we might want to get this. And so we did. We ordered that. So that'll be here probably before Thanksgiving. So just another way to help keep dishes warm in that as we entertain. And I think that's part of what kind of drove us wanting to get into some of the retreats is we enjoy being with people. We enjoy entertaining. We enjoy the food, the games, and all that. and decided it just made sense for us to put our spin on things. But don't ever think if you all came to Phoenix that you all would not be welcomed around here. So I had missed Stephanie's stitches. Stephanie was out. I know some this summer. I had hoped to get to meet with her again. I got to meet her actually in person finally at Stitch in Heaven last year at their New Year's Eve retreat, and had hoped that we might be able to meet while she was in Phoenix because she doesn't get here very often, but it didn't work out. And that poor girl had so much going on between her stepdad and buying and selling homes and moving with them, and then the cruise. And I don't know. I don't know how she stayed sane through all of it, but she seemed to. And I know she was on and off a little bit as far as her channel. She didn't get things as frequent. She had some gaps, but that's fine. We all still have a life. Sally says, I miss having turkey, but prime rib will be nice. Yep, prime rib's nice. My niece does prime rib for Christmas. We have always done turkey for Thanksgiving, ham for Easter, and then we kind of bounce around really for Christmas. I typically do ham for Christmas because I always wanted to be able to play with my children at Christmas. And so we did not do a big meal. We did picnic. So typically we would have ham, baked beans, potato salad, orange salad, cranberry salad, a lot of things like that where we didn't have to, none of us had to cook or worry about doing a lot of cleaning. But yet we still had a different and a nice big meal. Well, Giovanna says, I don't like turkey. Oh my goodness. I didn't know anyone didn't like turkey. We live on turkey and chicken, right? See, Sally says if it was at her place, we would be welcome. See, again, that's why we all are such a big, happy family. Hey guys, let me get into Nightbot. I have another giveaway. I ordered some new Villa Rosa cards and wanted to do something a little different. And so I actually picked up their pattern called Savannah Jane. And it is actually how to take a charm square and make what they call a patchwork scarf. So it's different. It's actually not complicated to put together. The pattern's pretty simple when you look at it, and it's like, oh, that just made sense. I don't know why I spent a couple of bucks to buy the pattern, but I bought the pattern because that was the right thing to do. And I really do think it is kind of a cool opportunity. I do have a couple of extras. So if you want to put exclamation point scarf, SCARF, in the chat, I will give a couple of those away and get those in the mail this week. We are still not using Christmas stamps. So just fair warning, don't want to disappoint you. We are using, just so you know, you'll either end up with Betty White or Betty White or manatees. I did buy the manatees because I do like doing the manatees and helping support their rescue efforts and that. I do order stamps every so often because I like to have a variety. I have birthday stamps. I have Christmas stamps. I have all the stamps. I think I even have Barbara Bush stamps. I know at one point I had Nancy Reagan. I usually buy all the first ladies because I just feel like, regardless of the political affiliation, I kind of feel like first ladies sometimes just deserve our support no matter what, because I don't know that they always knew what they were getting into. And for me, it was just hard not to support poor old Barbara Bush. She was just such a sweet lady, I think, in general. Why am I having thread breaks tonight? I wonder what's going on. All right, we'll address that. If you have not seen it, Barney arrived the other day. So Barney is my new long arm, my new Singer 301A machine. Very excited, very, very excited about that. I am still trying to get him figured out. You will probably see me working on him at some point, but I really plan on him being probably my travel machine. So he'll probably end up at the club more than he will on air. Carl is my buddy down in Florida. He is the one that helped put him together and get him going. He did an amazing job on him. He looks really good. If you've not had a chance to watch that video, I think it's worth going out and taking a look at. And if you have, thank you for your support as always. But I did enjoy that. All right, so exclamation point scarf, and give me 1 second to get this bobbin back in, and we'll go out and give a couple of those away. And you just need to email me if you're a winner at johnjohn at guyscraft2, and we will get those in the mail to you this week. So let me jump over and let's choose our first winner. Hey, Miss Balloonist down in Tucson is a winner. So she is our first winner this evening. And let's re-roll for another one. Barney is purple. Absolutely. Just like the big old dinosaur. And Noreen is the other winner tonight. So I will drop those in the mail to you this week. If you just send me your address over, I will get those out and over to you. Be fun to see what you all think about it. It's a pretty simple pattern. It's different because I like, as much as I enjoy quilting in that, I am actually not a sewist. Don't plan to be, but I do enjoy finding other projects sometimes, just like those hot pads, that I can do something a little different than normal. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations, ladies. Balloon says, "Oh, I'm only lucky on your channel." It doesn't matter. It all works, and I have no control over it. Nightbot does all the selection for us, so that's why we do it the way we do it. And I have no control over who Nightbot is, so I never know what's going to go on. Oh, Brian says he collected some Charlie Brown stamps. Yeah, I think it's just fun, right? I mean, I don't mail packages that much anymore, but when I do, it's always interesting to see what's out there and what folks are doing. And so I do like seeing what others are working on. It was fun watching Danielle and Donna today. I do have what else was I going to say? I do have a few projects coming up that I want to really focus on and get going, but we'll see how those go. But I try to stay busy, try to stay out of trouble, and I tell you what, guys, that is not an easy feat for me. Well, guys, we are at the top of the hour, and so I appreciate you being here. Nikki says, I have horse stamps I refuse to use. They're too pretty. I get that. So obviously. Oh, so Jody, those weren't placemats. I actually made them to be hot pads. So they are like 24, 28 inches wide. So they're made for casserole dishes. So I will have to look and get the measurements because I just don't remember off the top of my head. And I don't have a measurer over on this side of the room. All right, guys, we are at the top of the hour. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for being here. As always, hit that thumbs up. Do some of those things that help the YouTube algorithm. And as always, until next time, happy crafting.